With us this morning, Brent Robeson is with us, and you're actually from an organization that you kind of founded. You're from the area, you're from Southwest Missouri, from Ozark, and kind of tell us a little bit about what Give5 is about and how you got this started.
Well, the Give5 is a nonprofit organization that has a single goal. That's to help humanitarian aid organizations around the world. So our goal with the Give5 is to collect as many donations as we can, of course, in the $5 increments to help these many organizations around the world. These guys are faced with, every tragedy known to man, and they, the more help we can get them, the more impact they're going to have in their given missions. So.
It's really interesting, the scope of organizations that you have, because you have 10, and how much research did you put into, deciding what the organizations were going to be?
We actually spent about a year going through the broad list of nonprofits around the world. And we wanted to impact a broad cross-section, if you will, of humanitarian aid needs. We have organizations that range from orphanages to feeding programs to medical outreach efforts, and the list goes on. And you can find all that at TheGive5.org. But to address the research issue, we spent about a year going through the list of different needs around the world, and we wanted to find those organizations that were really driving hard into these most hard-hit areas, if you will. When you deal with squatter camps and refugee outreaches and things like that, there are certain organizations that are really making an impact, and we wanted to assist them and help them drive that mission further. So, and we spent a lot of time digging through, but they have to be directly related to relieving human suffering. So that's the issue there. And
I think it's really interesting because, going in the countries that are being helped, of course, you're talking countries in Africa, you're talking countries in South America, you're talking relief help here in the U.S. as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. The Convoy of Hope is a U.S.-based organization. We may have seen them on TV. They've been, famous with their efforts in Katrina, with the 9/11 disaster, and of course the tsunami relief efforts in Southeast Asia. Convoy of Hope is just a phenomenal organization. They do a great job and directly relieving human suffering. So they're one of the organizations in the U.S. And they also have feeding programs in states around the country. And then of course we've got other organizations that are in Southeast Asia and across the Asian continent. Orphan Care International is a phenomenal organization with hundreds of orphanages that they've built and placed in some of the most hard-hit areas, if you will, of orphan relief. So you look at some of these things, and when we're talking about this, our economy and the situation it's in, a lot of philanthropy is drying up. So what we wanted to do was make build an engine, if you will, that will help these organizations continue their mission without the impact being felt by those little kids or those that are on the receiving end of assistance and aid. So really, it's an opportunity for a lot of us in the U.S. And around the world. We actually have donors from Europe and the Middle East and everything else going on right now. But it's an opportunity for us around the world globally to help those around the world in need globally. So using the internet, it's really been an interesting process because we like I said, we've seen donors from France, we've seen donors from the Middle East, we've seen donors, of course, across the U.S. And people are really catching the vision for what the Give5 is. It's an opportunity to help 10 organizations with a very affordable, very impact-driven focus, if you will, in their donation efforts. So.
And actually, we've got a little bit of video to kind of give you an idea of what the organization is about. And again, you're kind of acting as really kind of a middleman because it really gives the organizations, they can concentrate on their relief, and then you can concentrate really on the fundraising aspect.
Well, absolutely. If you think about it, if we can meet our goals for 2009, we'll help them not only receive additional revenue streams, but we'll also relieve their budgets that they're struggling to build right now for their own fundraising efforts. So there's a lot of spider legs, if you will, that reach into these different areas that really impact some of the needs of these organizations.
Okay, well actually if you want to find out more information about it, you can go to their website. It is TheGive5.org, and actually that's just the number 5. It's not 5 spelled out, so TheGive5.org, and you're seeing a little bit of information on the website up on the screen as well. But again, it's a very interesting organization, and go to the website. You can find out the 10 organizations that the Give5 helps out and actually learn more about all of those organizations as well.
Absolutely. We've got a full detail on there. You know, it's a rough brief of what they've got, but then we've also got links to their website, so you can actually jump in and go right to their website and find out more about them. So, I mean, our goal is to really bring awareness to them and then help them, you know, raise their budgets for the upcoming year.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, we're going to talk to Brent a little bit later on Good Morning 4 States. Your time now is 5:52.